Vetway family, what's happening? Guess what we got? A broke down vehicle. Man, we are down on the side of the road in Fulton, Mississippi. Let me tell you how it happened. Coming back from Georgia, I stayed in my truck last night. I idled off and on through the night over the course of about 4 hours. Truck was fine. You know, I got up that morning, I fueled up, I checked my tire pressures, I did my whole pre-trip, whole 9 yards, fueled up, topped off on fuel and everything. And I went about my way. And I get about 2 hours from Memphis, Tennessee, where this load is going. And I'm coming through the scales in Fulton, Mississippi. And my truck shuts off. I was on the phone at the time, and I didn't realize that my truck had shut off until I got ready to, move my truck forward to go onto the scales. So I was on the phone, like I said, a little bit distracted. And I thought maybe, I put my hand on the button on accident, whatever. I'm not expecting my truck just to shut off. So I put my truck in neutral because I was still rolling a little bit. I fired it up. She fired right up. Put my truck back in drive. Went through the scale. I got the green light on the scale, and hell, I got ready to give it gas, and it was almost putting like. It didn't have hardly no power. And let's see, after that, I just kind of put it off of the scales. And let's see, can you see the scales? Yeah, the scales right there. And this is as far as I made it before she cut off and she rolled and stopped right here. I did get a message on my dash that said exhaust, C dealership, diesel exhaust error, something like that. It was the DEF shit. So I know it's something going on with my DEF system. I don't know what, if it's the DPF filter or whatever that crap is. I don't know if it's clogged, if some of the fluids crystallized inside of the tank. I don't know, but she won't even crank at all. She'll turn over but won't crank. I know typically when you have those DPF problems or the DEF problems, it'll go into limp mode, but it'll still drive. She won't do a thing. Let's see if she'll crank. Oh, where my keys at? I know she won't crank, but she just turns over. And I do it this time, but I won't keep doing it because I don't want to kill my battery or mess my starter up. Let's see. Nothing. Yeah, nothing at all. So I got on the phone with my insurance. I have a wrecker coming to get my truck, and a good friend of mine is coming to get my load. Shout out to my guy, Rudd, man. Big Rudd, man, for real. He was the first one to help me, the very first one to help me when I was getting into trucking. And he's the very first one to come save me when I got a goddamn problem, man. But it's all good. Shout out to him. I really appreciate you, big dog. When you see this, man, just letting you know, hats off to you. But yeah, we broke down, y'all. And I'm so glad that I'm not too far away from home. So I got the records, gonna take it to the dealership back home because my truck's still under warranty. And my partner and I are gonna drop the load off. Finish dropping the load off today. It's before noon, so still got a good time. It's gonna take about 2 hours to get home, and 2 vehicles going to one spot and then 1 going to another. So 2 drops, so not too bad. But yeah, I mean, it's a part of the game. That's why they say you got to have your shit in order. Because even though my maintenance, well, whatever's wrong with my truck is pretty much gonna be covered under warranty, but it's still downtime. Insurance is still gonna be coming out. The fees I pay for my load board is still gonna be coming out. Any business expense doesn't stop except for the fuel expense, of course, because you're not driving. But all other business expenses, they keep going, And if the truck ain't rolling, the business is not making any money. So that's why you have to plan ahead. You have to have maintenance funds. You have to have emergency funds. You have to have this shit. And I'm only stressing because this shit is bullshit. But and it's wasting my time. And I understand though, it's a part of the game. But I'm not stressing about the money because I set up for that. I planned for it. I didn't expect for it to happen so soon. My truck is a 2020. It's got 43,000 miles on it, you know? I mean, that's still practically new. So for it to be having this problem is beyond me. But I'm not the first and I'm not the last that's gonna have these problems. Everybody complains about the DEF systems on these new vehicles. And now I'm a firm believer that shit is shitty as hell. They say it's for the environment and all of that, but it costs the consumers more money in the short run and in the long run, and they get the profit off of it. And I mean, just fuck it. I'm not gonna get into that whole shebang because I go on for days about that. But yeah, y'all, we broke down, but we are squared away. We have a solution for everything. And that's another thing I learned about the business. You have to pretty much have a solution or have the ability to come up with a solution for whatever problem that you run into. And I done ran into a lot of problems, you know, on the job, you know, but it's okay. We've been able to manage through each and every one of them. And, you know, the next time it won't be so much of a problem. It'll just be a situation. But yeah, it is what it is. We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it rolling. But I do have that Ford F-250 that I bought. Has a 6.0 in it. It's been bulletproofed, whole 9 yards, well maintained, good truck that I bought to put a 2-car hauler behind. And depends on how long Ghostina is down. It may be hitting the road prematurely. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But just wanted to let y'all know, man, this can happen to anybody. This could be your first day on the road or your last day on the road, and this could happen. You gotta be prepared for it. You got to be prepared for it. And that makes stuff a whole lot easier, being prepared for situations, because you don't have to work out a problem and then work out another problem. Say for instance, I didn't have the resources or the finances to get this done. I'd have to figure out, you know, first off, how I'm gonna get my vehicle home and how to get my load off. That's one problem. Then I have to be worried about how I'm gonna pay for it. So it's just, when you're prepared for certain things, you don't stress about certain things. So all is well. We just gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna waste a little more of my time waiting on my saviors to come through. And we're gonna go from there, y'all. So get up with me.